At 24, Rami looked like someone who had already lived a long, exhausting life. His eyes were always heavy, his shoulders always low, and his mind never quiet. He was the kind of person who was always thinking, not dreaming, not planning, but worrying. Every morning he would wake up with thoughts already running in his head. What if I fail in life? What if I never become successful? What if I make the wrong decision? What if my past mistakes destroy my future? And at night when the world went silent, his mind became even louder. He would replay old memories. The time he failed an important exam, the time he trusted the wrong friend, the time he didn't take a risk when he had the chance. And then he would imagine the future, a future where he struggles, a future where people judge him, a future where nothing goes right. Because of this, he was always tired, not physically, but mentally. Even when he was sitting quietly, doing nothing, he felt exhausted. His friends started noticing. Bro, you're always lost. You never enjoy anything. Why are you always so serious? But Rami didn't know how to explain it. How do you explain a storm that no one else can see? One day after a long and stressful week, Rami decided to go for a walk outside the city. He needed fresh air. He needed silence. He needed something. He walked without any direction. The city noise slowly faded away, replaced by the soft sound of wind and birds. After some time, he reached a small village area. There was a big old tree standing alone. And under that tree, an old man was sitting peacefully. The old man looked different. Not rich, not powerful, not anything extraordinary, but peaceful, completely peaceful. He was just sitting there watching the sky with a soft smile on his face. Rami stopped. He didn't know why, but something about that man made him curious. He walked closer. The old man looked at him and smiled. You look tired, he said gently. Rami gave a weak smile. I am. The old man nodded, as if he already understood. Sit, he said. Rami sat beside him. For a few moments there was silence. But strangely, it wasn't uncomfortable. It was calm. After a while, the old man asked, Tell me, what is making you so tired? Rami hesitated at first, but then something inside him broke. He started talking. He talked about his past. He talked about his mistakes. He talked about his fears. He talked about his future worries. He spoke for a long time, and the old man just listened, without interrupting, without judging. When Rami finally stopped, he felt a little lighter, but still confused. The old man looked at him and asked a simple question. Tell me, all these things you are worried about, can you solve all of them right now? Rami thought for a moment. No, not all of them. The old man nodded. Then why are you carrying them all at once? Rami stayed silent. The old man picked up a small stone from the ground and placed it in Rami's hand. Hold this. Rami held it. It's not heavy, right? The old man asked. No, Rami said. The old man smiled. Now hold it for 1 minute. Rami held it. Now imagine holding it for 1 hour. Rami nodded. It will start to feel heavy. And if you hold it for the whole day, the old man asked. Rami understood. It will feel very heavy, even though it's small. The old man smiled. Exactly. The problem is not the weight of the stone. The problem is how long you hold it. Rami looked at the stone in his hand, and suddenly it felt different. The old man continued, Your worries are like this stone. Thinking about them for a moment is normal, but holding them all day, all night, that's what makes you tired. Rami took a deep breath. But how do I stop thinking? He asked. The old man looked at the sky. You don't stop thinking, he said. You learn when to let go. Rami frowned slightly. I don't understand. The old man smiled and pointed towards a nearby river. Come. They both walked to the river. The water was flowing smoothly. The old man picked up a dry leaf and placed it on the water. Watch. The leaf slowly floated away with the current. Life is like this river, the old man said. Some things are in your control, like where you step, but many things are not, like how the water flows. Rami watched the leaf disappear. The old man turned to him. Now tell me, if you try to stop the river with your hands, what will happen? Rami smiled slightly. It's impossible. Exactly, the old man said. And yet, you are trying to control everything in your life. Your past, your future, other people, outcomes, everything. Rami lowered his gaze. The old man's voice became softer. Listen carefully. This is very important. If you can solve a problem, then there is no need to worry. Just take action. And if you cannot solve a problem, then there is still no need to worry, because worrying will not solve it. Rami looked up. Those words hit him deeply. The old man continued. You are suffering not because life is hard, but because you are fighting with things you cannot control. Rami felt something shift inside him. But what about my past? He asked quietly. I made mistakes. Big ones. The old man smiled. Let me tell you a small story. Rami listened carefully. Once a man was walking while carrying a heavy bag of stones. Someone asked him, Why are you carrying this? He said, These stones represent my past mistakes. I carry them so I never forget. The old man paused. But the truth is, he didn't become wiser. He only became weaker. Rami's eyes widened slightly. The old man looked directly at him. Your past is a lesson, not a life sentence. Learn from it, and then put it down. Rami felt his chest lighten, for the first time in a long time. He wasn't thinking about his past. He was just listening. And what about the future? Rami asked. The old man smiled again. The future is like the sky. Rami looked up. Clouds were slowly moving. You can see it, but you cannot hold it. You can prepare for it, but you cannot control it. The old man took a deep breath. Most people destroy their present, worrying about a future that hasn't even arrived. Rami felt a strange peace inside him. The old man then gave him a simple example. Tell me, when you eat food, do you think about the next week's meals? Rami shook his head. No. You focus on the meal in front of you, right? Yes. Then why don't you treat life the same way? The old man asked. Why are you trying to live your whole life in one day? Rami smiled slightly. That question changed something. They both walked back to the tree and sat down again. The sun was slowly setting. The sky turned golden. The old man closed his eyes and took a deep, peaceful breath. Rami watched him. There was no tension in his face, no worry, no rush, just peace. How are you always so calm? Rami asked. The old man opened his eyes. I trust life, he said simply. Rami looked confused. The old man continued. I do my best in what I can control, and I let go of what I cannot. I don't fight the river. I flow with it. Rami stayed silent. Those words felt powerful. But doesn't that make you careless? Rami asked. The old man shook his head. No, it makes me free. Rami took a deep breath. For the first time in years, his mind felt quiet, not completely empty, but lighter. The old man stood up slowly. It's getting late, he said. Rami stood up too. Thank you, he said sincerely. The old man smiled. Remember, life becomes simple when you stop making it complicated. And sometimes, the best thing you can do is, he paused, then said softly, just let it happen. Rami nodded. As he walked back toward the city, something felt different. The problems were still there. His past was still there. His future was still uncertain. But his perspective had changed. That night when he lay in bed, his mind started to think again. But this time, he asked himself a simple question. Can I solve this right now? If the answer was yes, he planned action. If the answer was no, he let it go. Slowly, day by day. The weight started to lift. He started enjoying small moments. The morning sun, a simple meal, a conversation. His life didn't magically become perfect, but it became peaceful.